Hi everyone, this is Tina again, and tonight I'm gonna show my newest doll. I'm very excited about her actually, and she was only purchased yesterday. And that's the doll. We traveled yesterday to Massachusetts, and she was purchased at barn sale. Very old barn sale. She was sitting there in a corner on a chair waiting for me. Beautiful doll, extremely old, and she's got the original clothes, bonnet, dress, undergarment, very old, lacy, beautiful. I haven't even cleaned her or anything, and this is her cloth body. It's quite worn. It's like age spotting on the fabric in here, and of course you can see her legs. I never touched anything, including the price. Yes, that's right, I paid only $10 for this doll, so this is amazing. The leg's gonna be restored. As you can see, the composition, it's just underneath of this flaky paint, and I have to just take the paint off and restore. There's some cracks in the composition, but of course after the doll it's done, somebody I think attempted to already do some repair to it. It's got some, like a, I don't know, filler or some sort of whitish, I don't know, glue of some sort, but there's crackling. In this side I can see the composition is falling apart. There's a crack right through there, so it needs to be filled. I need to look into it, but I'm gonna redo those legs. The arms of this doll, beautiful doll, they're alright actually. The paint is flaking. There's again not big chunks, it's just the surface of the paint. Seems like it's maybe someone painted over the years, because this is quite dark and this is lighter, but I like this old look, and I don't think that I'm gonna really do much with those arms. Face, I want to keep it. Face is lovely. She's got the thin eyes, they work perfectly. Wow, again squeaky, I love it. I love that sound of squeakiness. And she's got teeth and tan and open mouth. Lovely. Now the back of her head, you can see there. Again, composition visible, beautiful and smooth, and all this is flaky paint. Perhaps I'm gonna put like create some second skin technique, and just take the flakiness off, and the rest join with some sort of putty. Whoops, that's the flake. So it comes off. As you can see, this is really fragile. Although the doll herself, it's not fragile at all. That can be done, and her head is fixed. I forgot what it called, this breast neck joint. Now on her dress here, there is a label here, and what we see, it's called Madame Hendren, Madame Hendren dolls. I'm lucky that this is the original label on that dress, because I feel I wouldn't be able to identify her unless there was some sort of something on that on top here. I'm not sure, but there's nothing, no other markings that I can see. She's got like little bits of hair left. Looks like it was a wig glued into it. It's all flaky, kind of. Yes, it's a wig, because there's a molded hair visible right here underneath. This is very fragile. The bonnet is extremely fragile, so I'll have to very carefully probably remove it and give it a little soak in a baking soda just to remove. Now I'm gonna do the smell test, because I kind of, I remember, did I smell her? Oh, yes, it's a little bit smelly, but it's not rotting plastic or rotting rubber or clothes are rotted. It's aged smell. It's quite strong. I don't know the history of this doll. I don't know where she was stored. All what I know that she was waiting for me to be purchased yesterday. and I'm very pleased. She's lovely. She's 24 inches tall, so she's a bit of a big girl. She's the biggest dolls, one of the biggest that I've got, and she's got some sort of crier in here, but crier doesn't work. It's dead as a dodo. In here, there you go. You can see just the outline of it, run, and obviously dead. This is the, like they call it, shelf sitter dolls. You can sit her. Beautiful, very good quality. Actually, the cloth body, but the age, you can see the age in here all around the joints, the fabric. Oh, she does smell a little bit of very old age. I mean, I don't know how old this doll is, but the very early last century. I would, maybe 1910, 1918, between 1910 and 1920 I would date her. So she's definitely antique and very old. Beautiful. And I'm gonna have a great time fixing those legs. The rest I like because I love this old look on dolls. There's nothing chipping the face. I'm not gonna touch it even. I like the way she looks. So this is a new doll, and I'm gonna put her here, and I'm gonna show you my other doll, which I purchased last year. She came from local flea market, and this doll actually, she's got flirty eyes. I don't know if you'll be able to film. Okay, can you see this eyes moving? See, the eyes are moving from side to side. Those are called flirty eyes, and I believe they are glass eyes. Those are not tin eyes. She's beautiful, and they're working. She's got open mouth, teeth, bit of a tan, I think. Beautiful face, of course, a wig, and original clothes. Those clothes were in a very bad shape when I got her. On the flea market I bought her actually along with many other dolls. They were all in a box, and I actually got it for $18. Do you believe that? But I was lucky. That was last year. And there was other dolls, some were in pieces, some I sold already, and this one in particular I decided to keep. Now this dress that you see she's wearing, it's in a pretty decent condition, but I restored that dress. I got some photographs of that dress before I washed her. There was like staining on it, unbelievable. It was filthy, and there were like massive brown stains, like something was spilled on it, plus embedded dirt of many years. So I took it off, and again, baking soda in the water, soaked it. I didn't use any soap. I left it like for about half an hour, slightly longer, and then I hung it to dry, and once it was dried I ironed it, and it turned out really beautiful. There's no stains, as you can see. A baking soda can do some miracles, you know. And the dress was really wrinkled. It was awful. This one's the same for the bonnet, of course. The bonnet was stained. This is a set, comes together, and after it's been washed and ironed, it looks beautiful on this doll. And this is her cloth body. She's a composition doll. She's unmarked, by the way, about 21 inches long, and she's got a crier too that doesn't work. This is what happens with these very old dolls, that you see that the outline of the crier is underneath on her belly, and it does not work. The cloth body is quite decent. Legs are decent too. I mean, look at this composition here. There's nothing really flaking, so I'm not gonna do anything to that, because they are wonderfully aged legs, and there's nothing much for me to restore on them. I like the way they look. Bit of staining here, obviously. I don't know, this is age stains, God knows where they came from, but I don't know again the history of this doll, where she was stored, in the attic or basement. Dolls like this should be stored in a room temperature, and ideally away from daylight coming through the window, because that destroys both the doll and the clothing. So I try to keep it away from any lights, and she's wonderful. She's wonderful. wonderful. Yeah, she's all composition and cloth body. So that's it. That's my. I love this doll. Haven't named her yet, but I'm not doing anything with her. She's wonderful. There you go. And I also wanted to show this little. I mean, little. She's not that little. She's big. This is 1950s or maybe 1940s carnival doll. They call them carnival doll. I think she's filled with straw, because I don't know if it's all straw, but she's very light, and she's got like plastic pads under her feet and in these areas. They're in pretty good condition. Again, I bought it on a local flea market, and I paid about, I don't know, $5 for this doll. So this is a real bargain, really. She's got a dented cheek though. You see the plastic, it's all dented in. But for me to restore her means that I would have to unstitch the fabric and push it onto the plastic to the front somehow, and then if I was to put the stitches back, it would spoil the whole doll. So I decided to keep it the way she is, because it would cause more trouble if I restored her. The colors are pretty good. She's painted features, hand painted features, smiley mouth, and a bit of a molded, bit of lock of hair visible in here. She's pretty decently clean. There's no, like, I don't see any holes in her or anything. She's wonderful. Very light, very decorative, and delightful addition to my collection. I love her. And the last bit I wanted to show, make her sit here. There you go. It's this head. I use this head actually as a cover for my buttons. I got a jar of all buttons in here, the white ones, and I use the head to just as a decorative piece like that to keep it interesting. Now this head, this is a some sort of celluloid. It's very, very old, and again the head eyes are glass, and they flirty eyes. I just try to move it all around because she's got flirty eyes. Come on, do the flirty eye movement for us. Oh, she moved her eyes now this direction. It's very, very difficult. But she's got, again, open mouth, teeth, and that celluloid, very, very old. It was broken. This head belonged to a very old composition body that was jointed, and I sold it on eBay. The head I had to take off because it was all broken in pieces, and I glued it. I didn't do like professional gluing, but it worked for me, for what I wanted. I don't know, you can still see the visible like outlines of the pieces that I put together, and I'm ashamed to say I used super glue. I don't know if you're supposed to use super glue, but it worked on this particular piece. So the pieces were like several, maybe 6-7 pieces, really. So what I recreated her face in a sense that it's now all together. Now she's marked. She's got markings, and she's a tortoise doll. She's got a tortoise mark at the very, very bottom, and she's got also, it says K and R, I believe, right in here, just under the hairline, under her wait. This is K and R, and it says Germany. So I'm not sure. I mean, this doll. It's just wonderful piece, delicate doll. I don't think I'm gonna make a doll and restore attach it to the body of the doll, because this is so pretty. I just like it the way it is. As I said, it's working for me, for what I want to keep it for. The wig and everything. I'm not even gonna put any bonnet on it. This is the way I like it to present it. And yes, her eyes are moving slightly. I don't know. Yes, there's a movement. They're very beautiful. This is glass eyes too, flirty eyes. She's got some eyelashes there left, yeah. She's lovely. But I had a choice, throw it away or restore it, and luckily all the bits and pieces of that broken plastic went inside the head, so I just took them out and glued them. So okay then. So that would be it for today. Next time I do video, hopefully I'm gonna restore those legs of this new beautiful doll and see how it goes. I mean, wish me luck, because I did restoration on one old doll. It didn't come too good because it wasn't very professional on my part. I didn't do any sanding, and the composition, when I took the paint off, they had lots of lines. I scraped it with a knife and I just painted it over. But on this one I want to do better job, so this is going to be my second attempt to actually renovate composition doll's surface. Make sure the paint is nicely off and matches the color, obviously. So thank you for watching, and until next time.